right, welcome to episode 42 of the POG Show, the Port Orange Government Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Springer, and today we're going to be talking about where it all starts in the city, Parks and Rec. It all begins there and doesn't ever seem to end there. So I'm joined by two of our Parks staff members, Jen Sisk, our athletics manager, and Teresa Wiggins, our recreations manager, who are going to talk a little bit about some of the events we have coming up. And welcome, ladies. Appreciate you joining us here on the POG Show.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And, you know, we just wrapped up some of your big events kind of here at the end of the year. You had Christmas in the Park and the 46th annual Port Orange Holiday Parade. And I could tell you, Christmas in the Park, fantastic event. I don't know how many years you've been doing it now, but it's always a great event, really fun to go to with the kids because you got the hay rides going on there. You have the music. It's just really incredible what you guys have going on and how much you've built that event up over the years.
Definitely one of our favorites, traditional event, and the public seems to love it. So it'll continue.
And then you got the lighting and official lighting of, City Center there with the mayor and the council members. And that's just awesome to see that when City Center just kind of lights up like that with all the lights. It's really a great job. And you had the arts and crafts there. Port Orange Community Trust was doing the gingerbread houses. So it was really fun, to see kind of all the expansion there too, because it looks like each year adding a little bit more to it as well.
Yeah, we definitely try to. And then we're adding some things that stick around at City Center for the whole month. So if you haven't gone to see them yet, the lights will be on until the end of December and really are beautiful. A couple extra displays out there this year too.
So it's nice. You really don't have to go too far to see some good Christmas lights just driving around City Center. And you also have Light Up Port Orange going on as well too.
Absolutely. That will have wrapped up by now. December 22nd was the last day for the light up to go vote. I'm sure those homeowners will still have them out though. And by December 23rd, we'll have announced the winners. So you can go online to our Facebook page, find out who won, and you know exactly where to go for some of the best lights in town.
And I was looking at the list. There's 39 homes this year participating in it.
Yes. Port Orange gets really excited to put up their Christmas lights.
In those maps, I mean, you just follow that map and you could basically go for hours driving around the city, seeing all the lights and everything. That's really fantastic to see.
Absolutely. Our GIS team actually does the route in the most efficient way so that, if you're on limited amount of time, go 1 through 39 and you'll be able to hit all of the houses in the shortest amount of time.
So if you have family down over Christmas or the New Year, not a bad way to spend the holiday there, to get them out of the house, into the car, and kind of drive around and see everything.
Absolutely. I recommend bring some hot cocoa, pull the windows down. Some of the houses you can actually tune into the radio stations to hear the Christmas music while you're driving in front of the house. It's going to be a magical time for you and the family.
So you got some tech savvy homeowners out there who've actually figured that whole out with the frequency and everything.
It's amazing.
And, January, we're coming back from the holiday. What are some of the other events going on here in the city that people can start to look forward to over the next couple of months?
A couple of our centers have events going on. So our Adult Activity Center, first thing is on the 12th, the annual Wood Carvers Show. If you've been out to the show before, we pack as many wood carvings, small and large, into the center. There's vendor spaces available to exhibit if you are a wood carver. That's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the 12th. Free to attend, come enjoy it. And if you want to pick up and purchase something, a few of them will be selling some of their wood carvings. We also have a demonstration there from a professional carver, so you can learn a little while you're there.
Okay, so you can learn the trait there as well. Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting. Do they supply the tools to do it too, or how does that work there when he does the session?
Absolutely. So at that session, no, they won't be doing the hands-on. He does a class a little later for a small group, but even better, come out to the Adult Activity Center on Tuesday evenings. We have some extra tools for you to try it out. So if you're interested in starting wood carving, this is a great introductory to come on the 12th, meet some people, see what's possible, and then start coming on Tuesday evenings. And again, that's free to just show up any Tuesday.
It's got to be a great hobby to pick up and, show your kids or your grandkids how to do that and make some cool stuff with that.
Absolutely. And great Christmas presents, or for next year birthday presents.
Anything else coming up in January that people can look forward to?
Yep. Right after that at the Adult Center, again, there's an open house. So not just wood carving, we have plenty of other clubs and classes that meet at the Adult Center. It's mostly geared for our 55 and up community, but we're doing some others for younger adults as well. So you can come 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 25th. Come find your next hobby or group to connect with. We'll have a lot of those clubs and classes out there, just meeting and greeting.
And that 55 and up age group, that's really been growing here in the city. And you guys have been doing a lot to kind of accommodate that new demographic there with these different things at the Adult Center for them.
We have some really incredible staff over there that are trying new things and want to make sure that if there's a need for that in our community. So if you have ideas on a new club or class that you want to see there, they are always open to new ideas. As long as there's somebody that wants to try it out, they'll hear it out. And if we have space and time for it at the center, we'll absolutely do it. Also coming up, if you're not in that 55 and up category, on the 25th, that same day, is our Kings and Queens dance. So this is an evening of dancing to celebrate and honor our special needs community in Port Orange. So it's 5 to 8 p.m. If you are in that category of those with special needs, age 13 and up, come bring a chaperone with you. It's a free event. We have dinner, lots of dancing, and a magical red carpet entrance to get the best photo.
If people want to learn more about that, should they go to the Facebook page, or how can they find out more about that event if they want to either participate in it, volunteer to help out, or go to it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook, we're at Port Orange Parks, or online, port-orange.org/the rec will get you there. You can also give us a call, give the rec a call directly. We are always happy to have some volunteers for that event as well. If nothing else, just to cheer on and make it a magical night for those that are attending. Registration is open right now for that event. So if you're interested in signing up, now is the time.
And this was the second year for the Kings and Queens dance?
Yes.
Because that was an idea you guys had just starting last year, and it's just exploded there. I was surprised to see how popular that event has become, and that was through the Tim Tebow Foundation.
It's modeled after what Tim Tebow does for his Night to Shine. Now, it started last year because the rec opened, and the first time we had that event, we realized how many folks in that community want a place to go and recreate. So that actually kicked off our recreation for those with special needs programming. So our RSN programming is geared specifically for those that need a different setting for their programs and events. And we do something for them every month, whether this in December, we're doing an ugly sweater social for them. Next month, I think it's going to be an ice cream social. So it varies every month on what we're doing with them. They love karaoke, trivia nights, but specifically for that demographic and making sure they have a place to go. So this Kings and Queens dance really showed us how many people in our community want to be a part of the rec and helped us kick off that programming.
Do you see that kind of expanding here over the next coming years, kind of doing more for those special needs groups as kind of the rec and that area grows?
Absolutely. And we are starting some new things as well. We're going to have some open play time specifically for them. And that came from a member of the community coming in and saying, this is what I want to see at the rec. So we, throughout our entire department, if we hear of something that somebody wants to try, if we have the space and time and capacity to do it, we're absolutely going to try it. So when they come into the rec and say, this is what I'd like to see in my rec center, let's try it.
It just seems like Parks and Rec is just so integrated into the community that you're just so in tune that when people have ideas, you're able to listen to those and figure out ways to incorporate it. You know, if there's a new sport that's starting to pick up, whether it's pickleball or, I don't know, lacrosse in the future, whatever it is, you're able to kind of navigate and figure out a way to incorporate that into your, repertoire of items that you offer the community. And, I'm glad Jen's here to talk a little bit about athletics, because athletics, it's year round. It never ends here in Port Orange. We have basically something going on every month, it seems, for sports.
We do. We don't ever slow down in athletics between, 3-year-olds to up to 99. We have stuff for everybody, for youth and adults and seniors. And we have a lot of exciting things coming up.
What are some of the sports that people are going to be able to sign up for here in the next couple of weeks and months as we head into the spring season?
So our biggest sport that we have is baseball, softball, and that will be coming up here in the spring. We register starting December 30th and register pretty much the whole month of January until January 26th. Please register early. That does fill up very quickly, all the different ages, because that is our biggest program that we have here in the city. We had over 700 kids last year. We also have adult dodgeball coming up. We tried that last year. We're going to try it again this year. We hope the adults will come out and participate in that. That is also starting to register December 30th.
And that's co-ed, the dodgeball?
It is. It's co-ed, and it's 18 and up. And it will be played at the rec center. And then for seniors, we have our senior games coming up, and registration will start in January 27th, And games will be from March 15th through the 22nd for that.
What are some of the games or activities they're doing this year as part of the senior games?
So senior games is 50 and up as far as their ages. We offer at least 11 different sports. Our most popular ones are pickleball, horseshoes, softball, golf. We do table tennis. We have done basketball shooting. We've done cornhole and things like that. So it all depends on how many people participate, on how many sports that we do actually compete, but we do usually offer about 11.
It seems like pickleball has been growing so fast over the last couple of years. You know, I've seen you've offered clinics for it in the past. You have open play. I mean, that's got to be probably one of your fastest growing sports, I would imagine.
We have offered a few different clinics for youth and adults, and it has been very popular. We try to do at least 2 or 3 times a year. We'll offer that on Facebook. You can see when we're going to be registering for those. Kirk Hollis is one of our tennis guys that help us with our tennis program, and he does a fabulous job with our pickleball clinics and teaching the population how to play pickleball.
Why do you think it's been so popular?
It's it's a fun sport. I love playing it myself, and just it's for all ages. It's for all ages, and it's just a really fun.
So
time.
You got little kids playing it, younger kids, and you got older people playing it as well. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to be maybe as bad or tough on your knees as some other sports, and you're not worried about having to cut and pivot on a field or anything. So
it always was an older sport for older generation, but it's going into kids that are 7, 8, 9 years old just love playing it. So yeah, it's a fun sport.
And with baseball and softball, you were saying over 700 people last year participated in that?
Yes. It seems like Port Orange is a big baseball softball community, and we play on all of our facilities at all of our complexes, and it's the most popular one. Yes.
What's the age range for baseball softball leagues? How young are you starting off there here?
So we start at age 4, and we go up to about 15. A lot of times our older kids we don't get the ages for that and can't participate in that league, but we always offer it. So we hope that the 13, 14, 15-year-olds can come out and play as well. But we go from 4 to 15. Is
that because at that point they're either on their high school team or maybe a travel team? Is that kind of why you see it dip a little bit around that age?
I believe so. I think they get more interested in other things as well as high school and travel. So it's a combination of different things for that age.
I'll open this up to both of you, but kind of as we were talking about earlier, how do you figure out what new things to add, whether it's a program or a sport? How do you gauge, what the community wants or what you can offer?
There's a lot of things that the community has, come to us to see if we can offer. It depends on field space and facilities and things like that. Right now, we're pretty much at our capacity until we get more facilities, but we're always listening to the community and what they want to see and what they would like us to provide.
I would echo that we are starting to hit our capacity on what new things we can come up with. So when something comes to us that this is a possible new program that we can run, we kind of think through what we are able to provide them. Is that something that's already out there in our community, or would we be filling a new void that's there? And if so, we evaluate current programming. So is something we're doing not getting the attendance we thought it would get? So something that we need to look forward in the future of what can we change that either draws more people to this current program, or is that something that we can eliminate so we have room for something else that the community needs? In terms of how we're hearing about it, like you mentioned, we try to be really plugged in. People are coming through the rec and they like to offer their opinions, and that's great because we'll hear it and can take that and run with it in some instances.
Like you both mentioned, space is critical, and I know with that Parks bond passing over the summer there, hopefully that's going to lead to a little bit more opportunities for more space, more facilities, more fields to use. But we'll get into that whole Parks bond, the breakdown of those products at another time. Just lastly, I wanted to ask you, were you surprised? Was there any program or sport you did that you were surprised by, either how popular it was or maybe how little people were interested in when you kind of brought the program about? Was there anyone that kind of stuck out that surprised you when you introduced it for the first time?
Our most recent one is we started doing flag football. That has really boomed. We're in flag football right now. I think the first year we had about 150 kids. Right now we're over 400. Of course, bringing basketball back to the rec. We had been down there for a while with the renovation.
Brand new floors too.
And the brand new floors. So I was a little surprised with dodgeball last year. We thought that the adults really had asked for that. And also, we have also tried to offer adult basketball. And those didn't go. But we try, and maybe we'll try again and see if the different community, the different population will come out for that. So
I think on our end, I would say that a little bit of a throwback when we started some of our current Christmas programming was in 2020. We weren't able to do Christmas in the Park and the parade as we traditionally did. And so we came up with some new ideas, and that is what actually launched Light Up Port Orange. It was the perfect distanced, healthy, safe activity that you could do with your own family. And also our search. It started out as an elf hunt. There were elves hiding in the trees. This year it's a snowflake search in theme with our parade, which was Winter Wonderland. So you can find 6 snowflakes hiding in 4 parks through the end of December also. And I was blown away by the amount of participation in those programs. And it showed us that families are busy. They can't always come to every sport league and make the commitment for that, or every event that we're doing. Maybe they want to do something passive just in our parks when they have time. And so we try to meet them where they're at with those as well. Not only having the search in December, but the library partners with us on another search in July. The Volusia County Library has been a great partner with us, that it's in theme with their summer reading. And then they hide another kind of stuffed animal version in the trees in July. And then we launched our Agents of Discovery app. It's a platform that you can go on and play games in the parks without ever having to be there at a specific time. So right now that's available at City Center, Bushman Park, and it'll be available at Riverwalk starting in January.
And that's a really neat little app there too. I don't know if people haven't seen it yet, but just kind of almost like your augmented reality. So you're kind of immersed in that park environment, but you're still on the phone, which I'm sure a lot of kids today are not able to put those phones down, but it allows you to kind of go outside, use your phone, learn a little bit about the history, the environment, the culture of our park. So it's just really an awesome thing that you all brought here to the community of Port Orange.
And we like to say that, if you think about Pokemon Go and how you would play that, but you're actually learning something while you do it. You're playing games, having fun, learning a little bit about our parks and the environment. Again, another fun one that you don't have to schedule a time to be there, and it's totally free to play. So something our families can do on their own time.
Anything else you ladies would want to get across or let people know about with our Parks and Recs programs?
There's a couple little programs that I didn't mention. We have our Little Oranges program for our 3 and 4 year olds. So we try to introduce the different sports to them. We do that quarterly, and it's a 4-week program. So we'll introduce soccer or flag football, t-ball. And then we do it right before our main sport. So we're kind of introducing that. So if they like the sport, they can start participating in our league. We also have started a special Olympics kids program that we just finished. It was 8 weeks, and we had a great turnout for that, and a lot of exciting things that we're going to want to implement in the future, and going to try to do that at least twice a year for that. It was for 2-year-olds to 7-year-olds this past one. So stay tuned for that when our next registration will be, but those are 2 great programs that we have for the little ones.
I would just say be on the lookout for some registrations opening soon for Get Fit Port Orange, our adult fitness program coming up in the spring, and then camps. So we'll have a spring break camp and our summer camp, and those registrations fill up very, very quickly. So look for the registration for spring break to open in February and summer to open in March. And you'll need to be online early to get those spots because they will fill up.
Well, I appreciate it, ladies. I mean, because our Parks and Recs programs are offering something pretty much from anybody, for any age, any skill level, whatever your interests are. There seems to be something out there for everybody. So thank you all for that. And for people listening out there, if you're interested in any of the programs mentioned here today, just visit our Parks and Rec Facebook page. A lot of that information is out there on how to register and those details for those events. And also, we do want to plug our Port Orange Police Department. They do have their brand new podcast out called Orange Juice. So look for that on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music, and elsewhere where podcasts are distributed. So with that, Mick, take us on out.